staying healthy, staying sexy, staying young is what living life is all about. And if you have doctors that have proven treatments that keep people young and healthy so they don't get sick, you want people to know about these treatments and that they exist.
Hello, this is Mark L. White with Health Hacks, and today we have an amazing show. You're not going to believe some of the things we're going to talk about. We have Mellissa Hutchinson, nurse practitioner out in Las Vegas by day, and Phoenix Marie, porn star by night. And she's going to tell us all the secrets porn stars use to have amazing sex. This episode is brought to you by GAINSWave. GAINSWave is a treatment done at your doctor's office to optimize erection quality without the needs of Viagra, Cialis. It's non-surgical, there's no needles, and it has an amazing success rate. To find a GAINSWave provider, go to GAINSWave.com. That's GAINSWAVE.com. Hello, this is Mark L. White with Health Hacks, and I have an awesome, very special Health Hacks with my great friend, Phoenix Marie. Looks like you're driving around Vegas, right?
So I actually stopped, so no one yells at me and says you're not supposed to drive and da-da-da-da-da. So I did pull over, guys. But yes, I am driving around Vegas right now.
Good. We wouldn't want anybody to rear end you, so that's a good thing.
Sorry, that could have been totally the entendre, so my bad.
There'll probably be a lot of double entendres because Phoenix Marie, I met Phoenix 2 years ago because Phoenix Marie is also a nurse practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? The nurse practitioner, Mellissa Hutchinson?
Yes, correct.
Correct. And she has an amazing, very successful practice. What's the name of your practice, Phoenix?
Ageless Forever in Las Vegas.
Ageless Forever. And so Phoenix has been performing GAINSWaves now for us for how long?
At least a year and something, right? Oh my gosh, I've known you that long. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but I'm happy you're on the show because you probably know more about this, and I'm sure you get amazing results with GAINSWave. But really, I wanted to talk about something very, very different. So, Phoenix, you tell us a little bit about your other career.
So, I've been in the porn industry for 13 years, which is a very long time, and I've had sex with I've done 1,167 scenes, so it's a lot of having sex.
A lot more than me.
Well, it was funny because I love it when guys that think they're promiscuous are like, well, I've had more females than you or something like that. I'm like, well, I've had 642. So if you can beat 642, then you win, but probably not.
I think you beat a lot of people, but how do you go into nursing? And tell me a little bit about that transition.
So it was kind of a dare. Somebody was like, because I shoot porn whenever I want. Like I literally can go shoot a scene tomorrow. All I have to do is call the company and be like, hey, I'm free tomorrow. I want to shoot. With that aspect, someone dared me to go and get my EMT. And I was like, really? Okay, I'll go do it. And they're like, yeah, right. And I was like, watch. Went past my EMT. I was like, that was so easy. Like this medical shit's super easy. Anyone could do this. See? And then I was like, all right, I'll just keep going from there. And I just kept building on it. And so that way I can do all the amazing GAINSWave stuff and FemiWave stuff and help everyone have better sex.
Like helping everybody have better sex. I love that. Was that like, how often are you being a nurse? Is it a full-time job? Are you there half the time? Do you nurse in the morning, shoot porn at night? Tell me about that balance.
So I have an OnlyFans account. So that's kind of where I do the porn stuff. What's great is I can do it anytime. I'm in office Monday through Thursday full time. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday is basically playtime. So sometimes after work, I'll, grab my Hitachi and have a good time with myself. And then I'm like, oh, look, actually I do that 7 times a day, 5 to 7. If I don't come 5 to 7 times a day, I'm not a happy person. No one wants to be around me.
Are you happy right now?
I'm very happy right now.
Okay, that's very good to hear. When did you decide to get into porn? Was it like I'm always curious, and I have a chance to ask a very famous porn star this. What was it? Just an aha moment? Was it you were always free? Tell me a little bit about that.
So I was working for Harley Davidson for 7.5 years as a finance manager.
Milwaukee?
No, I was actually in Southern California and then also in Arizona at Kingman Harley Davidson. Really great spot. Well, Mother Road, if anyone that's out there knows. And yes, they totally say, yes, Mellissa worked there, Phoenix, whichever one people address me by. I had a boyfriend who liked porn. And at that time, I thought porn was gross. Totally not going to lie. I was very transparent about it. I was like, ew, porn, that's disgusting. No one should be doing porn. Like, ew, why would you want to watch somebody else have sex? I was raised a lot different, okay? But I did love sex. So I was having sex with like my boyfriends at the time, pre-porn, 5 boyfriends, okay? So I'd only had sex with 5 partners and like make out with girls every now and then, right? That like cheap lesbian, that really not lesbian, because you're like, oh, I like girls too. No, you don't. You didn't fuck them, so you don't know shit. So this guy kept saying, you got to go, you got to like get into it. And then my friend who was a motor clothes manager said, you know what, you should really come to AVN with me. And I'm like, what's AVN? And he goes, it's an expo, which also is actually AEE Expo. But I was like, you know what, are people going to be having sex in front of me? Like, I'm very not sure about this. And he goes, no, everyone's going to be cool. So we go. Cutest thing ever. Randy Spears and Brooke Banner, like all these big legendary performers from the past were like, I want to have sex with you and I want to make you a star. And I'm wearing like a business suit because I had just come from work, heels. And I'm like, I always have big boobs. Like I had those done like when I was 21 because that was just for me, not for the world. Not today, everyone, but it's fine. And so Randy Spears hands me a business card and he goes, if you ever get bored with the career that you're in, I think you'd be a great star. And I was like, that's sweet of him. My guy friend's like, how much would she make? And they're like, about $1,000 a day for a scene. And I was like, I work 80 hours a week. Let's be honest, when you're doing finance, you're staying after, opening, closing, and I make maybe 6 to 7, sometimes 10, depending on the season. And I'm all, if I have sex 8 times, I get $8,000. And I was like, nah, okay. So this is January 2007. I add them on MySpace because I'm not like even interested in doing that, but everyone was really cool. It wasn't as weird as I thought it would be. I switch jobs. I break up with a boyfriend that loves the porn so much. And it wasn't like a vengeful thing to get in the porn to fuck with him. But I was like, I'm going to go down there and just talk to him. Fuck it. I need a new career. I love sex. Give it a shot. So I just went into the agency and I was so afraid. LA Direct Models, very respectable agency. We're not best friends, but I still respect everything they gave me at the time. I've never had an agent for the last 8, 9 years that I've been in. I didn't need an agent. I just know everybody and everyone loves me. So thank you. Everybody loves me. It gives me work. But I was like, all right. I got naked in front of 2 strangers I never met. And that scared the fuck out of me. And I was like, I have to get naked for this thing. And he no sex. It wasn't like a creepy casting couch or anything like that. Got naked. He's like, I think I can make you at least $3,000 a month. I can guarantee you 3 scenes. And I was like, oh, thanks. He's like, you're great tits. I was like, okay, thanks. He goes, you got a nice butt. I'm like, okay, thanks. I don't know. Like, I've only been with guys that have been dating. So just hearing compliments, very weird. They have a checklist of things that you do in porn. I don't know, like, it's literally like a cereal, like shopping cart type thing. Like, do you like Fruity Pebbles? At the same time, do you do anal? Like, do you like DPs? And I'm like, what are all these words? I thought a cream pie was where like clown porn, they threw a pie in your face. So I was like, I definitely don't do cream pies. That sounds disgusting.
Worse than clown porn. That's
right. Well, I don't know. I was like, I don't want to be in clown porn. I don't know what it is. And then I realized obviously it's coming inside a female. And at that time I didn't know. So I did my first scene for Vivid. Very lucky, very big company, very awesome. And the director of the time, Bisco, really awesome guy. He was like, all right, so there's alcohol in the freezer. If you need to drink the alcohol, feel free. I'm not going to say anything if you do. And I went to the freezer. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I went to the freezer. I was like, maybe I need to have like a shot. And I was like, you know what? If you have to drink this, Mellissa, you probably shouldn't be doing porn. Like, if you got to get drunk to do this, don't do it. So, and I love sex, like I said. So I was like, I'm not going to drink. I went and got dressed. And he like looked at me. He goes, wow, you're doing this sober. I was like, yeah. And he goes, okay, we'll see. It was the biggest penis I'd ever seen in my life, 9 inches. I actually tore vaginally. So one tip for girls, if you deal with a guy who has a very large penis and they cause minor tears and you bleed a little bit, take a douche, okay, bottle, empty all that nasty stuff out because you never want to put that in you. put cold water in and it reconstricts all the mucosal tissue in there, and it makes it so you don't bleed anymore, and you can continue having sex and it's fine. So just
our first health hack. I love that.
yes, I'm all, trust me, when it comes to sex and keeping your vagina clean, there's actually like a little poll that was done between all the porn girls at this big convention, and they were like, so apparently you have the nicest vagina and the best tasting. I was like, thanks. I don't know. And there were even girls that hadn't had sex with me just from hearsay. They're like, well, I heard Phoenix. And I was like, thanks. That's a compliment, right? Like, last thing you want to do is show up with a bad vagina to set, or not if you're doing an anal scene, a not clean anal area. But after I did my first one, I loved it. And I was like, I'll just keep going. Next thing you know, I'm working 30 days a week and like, holy shit, this is insane. Like, I just keep going. You're doing 2-3 scenes a day if you can. Like, it was intense in the beginning.
So let's get into and I think what makes this so unique is you're also a mid-level nurse practitioner, know a ton about medicine. You work with your doctor.
Correct.
How's he doing?
Yes, things are still going. It's going.
Kicking butt. I'm happy to hear that. So you understand about health and wellness, and obviously you understand about sex.
Yes.
So in porn, like health hacks of porn stars, like I guess the first question that comes to my mind is, how do guys maintain their erections?
So a lot of edging is the first thing. Okay. You have to be able to keep yourself at that point of, I'm going to come without coming. I'm going to use layman terms. I'm not going to be like ejaculate or anything like that. Okay.
This is for layman people. This is for non-medical, non-porn people here we're talking to.
Yeah, well, I hate whenever people are like, yeah, you got to use mucosal tissue, you got to use all that. And I'm like, not everyone knows what the hell that is, right? So basically, you're edging yourself. That's number one. Number two is you almost have to be jaded. And I hate saying that, but these guys have had sex with all the girls that you ever want to have sex with. And they've had it multiple times with them. So for them, it's not new, right? They've already had a hot girl they've had sex with. And I have made a lot of the legends come early. Just saying.
I wonder if these guys go home to like ugly girls because they're with hot girls all day, that they need that, or boring girls, or what's
even funnier is how many people in the industry are married, and it becomes more of an openness within the industry. Like you're having sex with your friends, and everyone respects the fact that you have a wife or a significant other, right? That also are doing scenes. But then the jealousy in there is even like more so, because let's just say you have a really good time with somebody who's another performer. Then let's just say the male has a good time with the new female. The females are always like, I don't want you working with her anymore. I was never that way. I've dated at least 3 male porn stars that I can think of off the top of my head. Sorry if there's anyone missing. And I wanted sex 7 times a day. And then we go to work and we'd have sex on camera. And then we come back home and we keep having sex. So it's just also a learning your limits. And if you're a really nice guy and you come early, and you've established yourself that other times you didn't come early, if a guy comes early, it makes the female's job harder, right? So, because now we got to re-get you hard. We got to go, if you came early, we got to go clean off wherever you came early at, right? And restart. So a lot of the girls would get very catty about it. Me personally, I'm like, it's a good compliment. I also would be like, cool, the scene's done, bye.
Are the guys do you see a lot of Viagra, PDI5 inhibitors on set?
Yes. So a lot of guys will take like half of a corner of a Viagra, like 100 milligram. They'll bite like the tip off. You can always tell who's doing what. There is trimix in the industry, 100%. That is something that's being used. Some girls love it. They're like, it's an easy day. The guy just injected his dick with the trimix and I don't have to worry about if he's going to get hard the whole day, right? But just because you get hard does not mean you're into your partner, and then you can have a long day for like the pop shot and how long is it going to take him to ejaculate? Because sometimes it takes a long time. Clomid's used for more ejaculants.
Really?
Yeah, Clomid is a great thing to give you more ejaculate.
Never knew that.
Yeah, if a guy ever wants to have a pop shot, like what's his name, Preston Parker, he's like a really popular guy in Miami even, and like. Everyone's always like, your pop shot's huge. Well, if you take Clomid, saw palmetto, and if you eat almonds and honey together, it literally increases ejaculate. Muscle milk will do the same thing. So if you do all of those, like literally you're coating a chick's face. Pardon my expression if it's crude to anybody, but yeah, you're glazing her. She's not going to be able to see anything.
Okay. That's another health hack.
Yeah. And then for girls, for us, one of the things that when you're having multiple partners is preventing a urinary tract infection or getting a BV or any type of vaginosis issue down there, right?
Right.
Or yeast infections. So the best tip I can give any female, and if you're doing anal and you're also doing vaginal play at the same time, so if you're going back and forth, you can take, and it's totally safe, guys, okay? Like, take a douche bottle, empty it out. Put like this much, okay, in of the bottle, betadine.
About a half an inch. About
half an inch. You
Got
put a
it.
little betadine in it. You put cool water, mix it up, and then you just spray it inside there. It will turn like white things orange and be scary at first. It does not turn your vagina orange. It actually doesn't have a taste at all for the guys if you're having sex right after it. But it just prevents any bacteria forming in the area, and then you do it after sex as well. Because the last thing you want to do is have a great night on day one of a vacation, and now sex the whole rest of the week is uncomfortable, there's a burn, anything, because use really happens a lot that way. So let's not let anyone have that happen.
Probably helps with the smell too, right?
Big time. It gets rid of it. 100% cures it. I actually have my OBGYN told me, Mellissa, is there any way you could come to my office with a little bit of a bacteria in you? Good, bad, or the other? I was like, no. I maintain a 0 pH inside my vagina because I do not want bad pH. And I know I taste good that way, so we're good. I'm not going to change that. But also, if a female gets a yeast infection, doing those monostats and stuff like that can make a girl feel uncomfortable. You can use that same half inch of hydrogen peroxide in cold water, put it together, and then put it inside you, right? Because what happens is there's no air in there, right? So now you just have fungus growing and growing and growing. Well, when you introduce the air with the hydrogen peroxide that it causes, it actually cleans everything out, and it makes it so your vagina goes back to normal within 2 days of doing it night and day.
Got it. Have you ever treated medically any of your coworkers, either with GAINSWave, with FemiWave, with P-Shot, O-Shot, anything? So
I've done the FemiWave on myself. I got to help you guys, master that protocol. Yes, of course. I actually loved it. So this is my personal story. I did the FemiWave. I did not tell the person that I've been dating. I didn't tell him. I did it. I came home. I got on top of him and I bounced twice. And he, on the second one, I was like, 1, 2. I went down on third and I heard oopsie. And I looked down and I'm all, the fuck do you mean oopsie? He goes, what did you do? And I'm all, did you just come? He's like, what did you do? And I'm all, what are you talking about? He goes, it is totally different. I'm all, okay. And he goes, no, it's like you're like grabbing me. And I'm all, cool, great. So you're trying to say I was loose? He goes, no, you're good. You're great. Like, it's different. I'm like, okay. So I did one. The protocol is actually 2 a week for 3 weeks, right? Or you can do it 1 a week for 6 weeks. And I was like, I'm going to do 1 a week for 6 weeks. So then I had sex the rest of the week. Everything was still great, but no early pop. So I did again, like, let's just say I did it on Monday. I did it again the next Monday. Same thing again. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore if you're going to keep coming early. Like, that's not fun for me. I want to, and then you got to go grab your magic wand and do it yourself. And then you're just so annoyed. But, oh yeah, no, that's not fun. So, but I did the whole protocol. I did notice a difference. I did an OnlyFans scene with one of my male performers. He noticed a difference. He's like, how do you just keep getting better? And I was like, because I'm not good. Well, then he actually decided to come in and do GAINSWave. So it worked out perfectly. So then he's like, he loved it. For him, he already had a sensitivity level that was good, but now he's increasing his sensitivity level. And it just kept getting better and better and better. He's like, oh my God, like it's totally different. Like my ejaculate's larger. I actually have a prostate protocol that I added to that. So I can help if anyone's having urinary issues or anyone's having a problem getting full ejaculates. I can completely make it so these guys are getting multiple orgasms and really hard ejaculates each time.
How do you do that?
So if you actually do underneath, like layman term, the taint area, if you push into it and you directly put the pulses into the under shaft area and you put it in there and then you actually angle both sides of that. And then when you go to the top where the actual shaft is laying, so where the dorsal block would be put in, if you go on each side of that, you're literally increasing ejaculate. I had a gentleman who had cancer. He had massive tumors everywhere. He's like, Mellissa, odds are I come, but I don't ejaculate. I'm all, that's crazy. I'm all, let me fix it. So I started working on this prostate protocol with him. Within 2 treatments, he was full ejaculate 3 times a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And cancer patients. So you would think like, hey, listen, it's affecting your prostate. Odds are you're not going to get any ejaculate. And it fixed him.
That's awesome. Have you seen like guys that do GAINSWave, for example? Are they able to have multiple orgasms in one day now?
Oh yeah. I had one gentleman, he's like, he had to take a Viagra Cialis every time. He's like, I'm going to go on a vacation. We finished his 6. He did 1 pee shot at the end. And he's like, I'm going to go on vacation to Miami for 2 weeks. And I'm going to see how this works. Went on vacation. He had sex 7 times a day. He's like, I haven't done that, Mellissa, in at least 20 years. He's always suffered from ED. So he's like, I feel like a new man. I'm all, perfect. That's what I want to hear. Like, I can't imagine for a guy being in his late 40s to be able to have sex 7 times a day and achieve ejaculate each time. That's awesome. Have
you had a guy come to you, do 6, 12 GAINSWaves and not get results?
Never had anyone. I'm gonna knock on my roof right now. Come knock in and do wood. Yeah, and I don't have a penis. I can't do that. I can knock on my clit. Does that work? But I've never had a guy not get any results. For some, it'll be like that extreme guy who hasn't had an erection in 7 years. And for them, I'm like, listen, I'm going to make it so at least with the PD5, you can get something, right? Like you'll be able to achieve an erection. I've never had a guy walk out and not get results.
Do you get guys that get an erection while you're doing GAINSWave?
Between the fact that some of them know who I am, which is always like that awesomeness I had, like, and then they're like, I don't know why I keep getting hard. I was like, I do. You were watching me last night or this morning before you came in. But I definitely get a lot of guys with erections.
Do you ever have guys come to you not realizing that you're Phoenix Marie? They think it's Mellissa Hutchinson. And in the middle of you doing the GAINSWave, they say, oh my God, you're Phoenix Marie?
Yeah. I had one kid. He's a 27-year-old with pronies. And so I'm treating his prony scarring. And he's like, yeah, I'm really into porn. This is how it happened. I'm like, oh, cool. And he's like, I'm a rapper. He sang this whole Pornhub song. And I was like, oh, cool. And I was like, yeah, those girls all sound hot. I've had sex with all of them that you just mentioned, by the way. And then he goes, yeah. And he goes, you want to hear something crazy? And I'm literally doing his GAINSWave. And he goes, you look just like Phoenix Marie. And I was like, that's probably because I am. And he's like, what? He jumped off the table, jumping up and down. He's like, yes, I knew it. Oh my God. And then Dr. Pearson walked in and he's like, I didn't tell you that part. That's the added bonus for you. I didn't want to tell your mom because the mom actually paid for it, obviously, being 27. You couldn't really afford that. And I was like, yep, this is where we are. Everyone's going to know who I am by the end. And a lot of them will even like get pre-cum whenever I'm doing them. And I'm like, oh, great. It makes it really sticky to try and do all around, the corpus cavernosum area. I'm like, okay. And all of a sudden I'm like wiping the tip off. I'm like, okay, I'll just put this in with the mineral oil. It will be fine.
Well, where's the farthest a guy has traveled to come get his GAINSWave done in Las Vegas?
Dubai.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Just to get it done by you.
Yes, 100%. I actually had a fan fly from Dubai to come get it done by me too.
Okay. You also do pee shots, correct?
Yes, we do.
Okay. How's that? How does that compare? You have a lot of porn stars that get pee shots?
I do. I actually had, we did a big GAINSWave seminar and I actually had the same male performer. He doesn't care. Johnny Castle come in and he did the pee shot for the first time. And he's like, there's a huge difference from just doing GAINSWave by itself and then adding the PRP into the penis. He's like, my ejaculate increased and he got another inch in length.
Okay, so that's probably a question, health hack for any guy out there. What increases penis size?
I will say pumping alone does do a little bit. We do offer a penis pump whenever we do the GAINSWave. It's part of the protocol, so we definitely make sure everyone leaves with a penis pump. We include it in our pricing because I do firmly believe in that. And I think between doing the GAINSWave and you're pumping every day and then doing the pee shot and continuing pumping for at least 6 weeks after, they are getting that engorgement and that size increase. For some men, it's as they age, their size decreases and they're just not getting as full, right? Like they're just not. So whenever we refill them all the way, they're like, holy shit, it's like when I was a teenager, it's so much bigger. And then, after years and years and years of seeing it how it is, you're like, that's weird. How is this going to look? But most of the guys are just like, this is amazing. But the pumping and the GAINSWave together will give you that size increase for sure.
And what percentage of your patients that you treat are women?
I actually have probably 25 to 30% women.
And you do O-shot?
O-shot and FemiWave.
FemiWave.
I actually have a
FemiWave,
lot
just for the layman, is basically using a GAINSWave therapy, but on the clitoris instead of the penis, correct?
right, and intervaginally.
Okay.
I notice a lot of females say, and then nothing to Dr. Reynolds, I love him to death, he knows this, they get better results from just the FemiWave than with the O-Shot. And we're doing it just like he taught us. We're actually trainers for Dr. Reynolds. So, but it was one of those things that when I did just the FemiWave by itself, because I had actually a patient who's very wealthy and she's like, I love having sex and I want to continue to get better. Then we did a couple modalities on her. She was like, FemiWave by itself is the best thing ever. I'm like, oh, cool.
But I think, I mean, you say that coming from your background, adult porn star industry, gives you something like that X factor, makes you more attuned to what people are looking to achieve.
Yes, 100%. And also the ability to make somebody feel comfortable, right? Like I think it's hard for guys, I get it, to have a female in the room and I do all the consultations for the GAINSWave and everything else. So the guys are opening up to me and now they have to lower their pants. And for some of these guys, I had like 5 guys this week. They're like, I haven't had any other female near my penis in 30 years. You're the first girl in over 30 years. And I'm like, I get it. And some of them are like, am I small? Am I not? And bottom line is most of these guys that think they're small are definitely not. And I'm like, you're stupid. I'm like, you're fine. Like, don't even think about it. It's just the ability to make people more comfortable because I have seen so many penis sizes. I've seen a pronies bend at a 45-degree angle whenever he got hard. And we corrected it. And he's like, and he was only 4 inches total from that prony. So imagine like mid-shaft guys, he literally broke 45 degrees. Wow. And he's like, I just want to be able to be straight inside my girlfriend. And he was a swinger. That's something else. Is like the amount of swingers that are coming in for this, insane. They're like, yeah, me and my wife swing. Me and my girlfriend swing. I probably would say a good 15% of my patients are swingers. And they just want to continue to be able to have amazing sex with all the multiple partners, which is even better.
Have you and Dr. Pierce ever thought of like bringing a GAINSWave on to the studio and just start zapping people in the back so they perform better?
We have, well, now that I've performed a little bit more lately, I actually have guys that will come in that will be like, so I'm having this issue, like I can't stay hard on set. And I'm like, well, if you're having a lot of sex off camera, which a lot of these guys are, they're coming to set and they're just like drained, right? And I'm all, just come in and see me right before you go to set. Because guys have to get to set, like girls get to set like 7, 8 o'clock. Guys get to set like 11 o'clock, right? Since we have more stuff we have to do, makeup, pretty girls, all that fun stuff. So the guys will be like, I'm all, just come see me. I've had 3 guys do it and they were like, that was the best scene I've ever done. I'm all, just come to Vegas. Every time you come to Vegas and shoot, just come see me before. You're going to have the best scene ever. And their abilities to do like the crazy lifting stuff with girls and all that, like flipping them upside down, is normally because I've actually treated them.
What do you mean flipping and upside down? I'm lost.
Okay, so like I'm an Amazon. I'm like 5'9" and I'm 180 pounds. And obviously, guys, I'm not huge. I'm not, I'm just strong. So I will pick up a girl or a dude and curl them up in the air and like give them a blowjob, or a girl, I'll flip them over so then I can eat their vagina out while they eat mine out. So guys do this too. So like they'll flip a girl over so they can eat her pussy out and also have her suck their dick. So it's kind of funny. Like I do all the guy moves way better than the guys. So that's one of the things is having all that blood now go to your muscles and away from your penis. This is a modality to actually make it so that they can maintain the blood there and do all the crazy sex things.
So what do you do to be strong? Do you take testosterone? I know I'm sure you work out, but do you do any hormone replacement therapy, testosterone therapy, anything? Or is it all natural?
It's all natural. I tried Anavar once in my life and I broke out like a teenage boy and I was like, well, this isn't for me. So, and it was like 5 milligrams. So it's super light for anyone who wants to know that. Like, it was just kind of like, oh, I want to see what it does. I did it for a month and a half. I started breaking out. Throw that shit away. No, thank you. So now it's just me working out. I deadlift really heavy. I do like I deadlift probably 200 pounds on average. And then I do like a lot of kettlebells and Turkish get-ups and stuff like that just to maintain like a strong physique. And then like I do like podcasts with a WWE wrestler, Ryback, and he's just like a monster. And then it was cute because we're doing the workouts together. He's like, you're stronger than I thought. I'm like, no shit, fool. Like, hello. You think lifting chicks that are 140 pounds in the air is easy? That's something else. Is I have to work out because I have to do those types of scenes. and to make sure I don't hurt a female. Like that would be the worst thing in the world for me. I'd drop a dude if I wanted to, that's fine, but the females I can't. There's no way.
And how's your diet? Like, I'm sure you have to have a clean diet.
So I don't. I think I'd be way more ripped if I like had that clean diet aspect. But I just love carbs and I love food, and like the idea of giving up carbs makes me so sad. I can't do it.
You can lift dudes, you can work out, but you can't give up the pizza.
I can't. Pizza's so good, isn't it? And tacos and burritos, like that's also my favorite thing. I'm like, don't make me give up tacos and burritos, guys. Please, no.
So what's next for Phoenix Murray? Is it just to be a full-time nurse practitioner? Is it like when do people retire from porn, and what do they do?
So right now I just signed a contract with Brazzers for a very large amount of money. I'm very lucky that I have that family relationship with them and they're taking care of me. I mean, you got your Lisa Ann's, your Julia Ann's, your Christy Canyons. Like, I think if you're a legacy performer, you can perform until the day you die. Nina Hartley. I mean, everyone knows Nina Hartley, right? Like, she's just an old school legend. She's been in so many movies. If you can get the crossover, she's got to be like 60 or 70 by now. Yeah, and she's still doing porn and she's still killing it. Like, her body is insane. And she even said, she's like, I'm on testosterone replacement. I make sure my body stays looking good. I'm like, and she's still so feminine, but she's so toned too. And like her attitude towards sex, she's such a swinger. She wants to have sex with everyone in the world. If you guys are looking for a chance to have sex, hit up Nina Hartley. She does a lot of fan stuff, just so you guys know on the side. But it's like she's been 60 years plus in this industry, basically, right? If she's 70, she started when she was 18, and she's just continued to only get that drive and that eagerness to see her perform still, especially from her diehard fans. And I'm very lucky to have the same. Like, I could probably perform till I'm 50 at least. I'm 38 years old now, so it's like I could keep going. Do you want to keep going is the bigger question, right?
Yeah, no, I can't answer that, but let me ask you this: do you see yourself doing more Amazon stuff and more like
bodybuilding and fetish type?
More fetish.
The good news, yeah, fetish. It's considered a fetish, right, or a kink, because it's a kink because it's not everyone's doing it. For me, my big thing is I like the fact that I'm bringing that into the regular porn, the general consensus porn, like Brazzers, for instance, because before me, they didn't have bodybuilder female looks or allow them really, and it wasn't a popular thing. Then when I started flipping dudes, and they saw that draw, they're like, holy shit, like you're lifting that dude upside down and you're curling him into your face. And like Jordy, for instance, he's a really famous porn performer. I curled him up in the air and I slammed him against the fire pit, like the fire pit wall. And I just like slammed him against it. And I was like, here you go. And he's like, and I just blew it. And he didn't speak any English at the time. So he just had to trust me 100%. Right. But it was like, it was so cool to be able to bring that niche into the industry. And then doing the bondage stuff now, Brazzers is getting into that. And it's like anything I can do to help bring stuff that we like doing into like our actual day of life jobs. Because King.com is still amazing, still around. They're so great at their fetishes. But I like bringing it to the everyday guy who maybe didn't know that was one of his fetishes, and now he loves it.
Got it. So, you know, I could probably talk to you another hour or two about this stuff because I find it absolutely fascinating. But, you know, if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, how do they do it?
They come in my office and get a GAINSWave.
Okay. Where do they go? What website?
I would say, well, one is you can go to agelessforever.net. That's the website that I work at. Obviously, that's my office. You can come get GAINSWave done. I don't care if you're a fan. I don't have no problem getting you hard, making sure you can have amazing sex with everyone else or just jerk off to me. Onlyfans.com/Phoenix Marie. My Instagram, I had a 2.2 million Instagram and it got deleted recently, so I'm restarting
What the hell? They deleted your Instagram?
Yeah. They deleted it. And I've tried every one of my friends that works at Instagram to try and re-get it. And they're like, no, not yet. No, not yet. I'm like, really, guys? Can you not help me just like a little bit? And they're like, no, we can't. But
why'd they delete it?
So there was a big drive to get all porn stars off of social media. And I mean, I'm not the only one that got deleted multiple times. Like Tori Black's one of my great friends. She got deleted. And Asa Akira got deleted. And it's just like, bigger name girls were an easy target. And there are people who just generally hate porn stars. And I get it. It's totally fine. If you don't like me, you don't like me. I'm not mad at it. It's just your choice. And so Phoenix Squadron, PHX Squadron's my new one. It's only at 221,000. So funny, I told you it's grown 1,000 like literally overnight since the last time we talked. And it just keeps growing because guys keep finding me, and thank you guys for finding me. And then my Twitter has 500,000 plus, and it's P Marizzle, PMARRIZLE.
You know what I love about you, Phoenix, is that you're passionate about sex and you're doing what you like doing. You're passionate about health and wellness, and you're going out and helping people as a nurse practitioner, and you just don't give a fuck. And I love that. I like that about you. And I think we need more people like that. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for the health hacks.
Thank you. Of course. If you guys have any more questions, definitely hit me up and I'm here.
Thank you. And we are out with Health Hacks with Mark L. White speaking to Phoenix Marie out in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Bye.